So we get commonly asked if someone should start a company. Perhaps you are a sole trader running a business looking to grow and formalize your company. Or perhaps you are deciding to start a business and you're wondering if I should start as a sole trader or straight off as a company. So just know there is no right or wrong. There's just different options for you to consider. And in today's video, hopefully I'll give you two reasons why you should start a company. So the first point is that when you incorporate a company, it becomes its own legal entity. Because when you're a sole trader, you and your business are one and the same thing. You have the same ABN, tax file number, and hence you lodge the same tax return at the end of the financial year. And so there's no real separation from you and your business. What that means from a asset protection point of view is that if someone tries to sue you under your business, perhaps you're performing services out to the public where someone could potentially sue you, they could have a claim after your personal assets. Whilst if you had incorporated a company and they try to sue the company, they can only really go after the assets that are held within that company. And theoretically, and therefore, your personal assets would be protected in this case. In addition to asset protection, being its own separate legal entity means that there's also longevity within this business. Because when you're a sole trader, when you die, your business dies. But with a company, even if you die, theoretically, your company could live on forever. So this just ensures that you have an appropriate succession plan. And all you would need to do is really appoint a new directors and issue new shares to new shareholders. And the last point about being a separate legal entity is that it really opens you up to financing opportunities from both a debt and equity perspective. From a debt perspective, because this own company business is its own little entity, running its own profits and generating its own income and has its own serviceability, it has ability to go to the banks and obtain financing, which is great when you want to really grow your business. In addition, you could also do equity raising, so people would buy shares within the company, and therefore it is a great way to raise capital and funding to help grow your business. So, separate legal entity. So great points there with asset protection, longevity, and financing opportunities. And then my second point that I wanted to get across as to why you would consider a company is, of course, taxation. So when you have a company, it becomes its own entity and therefore it inherits its own tax rates. And this company has its own specific tax rate, which is different from you as an individual. So we know with companies, they start off with a tax rate of 25%, whilst with individuals, we have marginal tax rates, and we know up to the highest one, which is 45%. There's an opportunity for you to utilize the different tax brackets within these two entities. And therefore, there's an opportunity to minimize your overall tax liability. And that's where tax strategy and planning comes really important, because you obviously don't want to pay or overpay tax. And that's the reason why you would incorporate a business. So I don't want to go into too much of the details because it can be quite complex, but just know it just does not end with the ability to choose different tax rates based on where you distribute income. There's also instances where you can choose the timing, and there's certain tax concessions available to you. But just know that's why you will invest in the expertise of a tax advisor to help manage your tax liabilities, not just for the single year, but every year moving forward. And yeah, so at FTC, we have incorporated many businesses, and we do tax planning sessions for a lot of our clients as well to help ensure that they minimize their tax liabilities. So if that's something that interests you, please reach out. That is the fun part of our job. Um, but I also just want to end off with a final note, because there's a lot of people that come to us and they just want to be like, I want to pay no tax, and they just want to do whatever it takes to pay pay no tax, which sometimes is counterintuitive, and it, in my opinion as well, like tax is a cost of doing business. Tax is a cost in living in this amazing country. So yes, I believe as an Australian citizen that we should be paying a certain amount of tax. Obviously, we can help manage and ensure that you're not overpaying overpaying tax, but it is a corporate responsibility of the individual to want to contribute to society. I truly believe in that. But anyway, if you'd like to work with us in helping formulate a tax strategy, again, the fun part, please reach out. We'd love to help.